Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 126 of level grinding. Look what it did last night. It is a beautiful day here in Denver. A beautiful day if you love snow as much as I do. The rest of Denver is probably like, oh no, go away. But seriously, I love days that are like this. So I'm getting my morning walk out of the way. I'll be getting home, finishing out my morning routine, and then jumping into breakfast because today is Monday and it's the start of week 12 of my current 12-week year. So I need to score last week, which, as I mentioned on Saturday for you, that's going to be probably a very low score, and that's because of the things that are happening right now in terms of me redefining the vision for my company and also just trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing with my company in light of that. And this week I have a feeling is going to be pretty much the same, and that's for two reasons. One, I'm obviously still trying to realign my company's goals and tactics alongside my vision. But the other thing is that I need to get ready for the NAB conference that's happening the second week of April and for the talk that I'm giving at LumaForge. So I need to get that together. I got to get my ducks in a row for that. And that's going to be the most important thing that I work on this week. So yeah, that's my primary focus, and right now everything else is kind of falling to the wayside because I've got to get that done. This weekend, though, was a really great weekend. Robo and I went to the St. Patrick's Day Parade on Saturday.
Absolutely. I got friends in Derby, so.
Yeah, come see us.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, please. Thank you. No, he's super friendly.
Well, I bite.
Good morning. That's a horse. That's a horse. That's a horse. Look at
Yesterday we went park skating up at the Refuge in Greeley, Colorado. Skate Rats, a skate shop up in Loveland, bought out the whole thing for the day and just offered a free skate session. So that was a lot of fun, and I got to do some pretty cool stuff. Now that I've got my plate stall, which is the one that you do when you're going forward in a bowl, now I also have my fakie stall, thereabouts, and I was able to work on what's called a box stall and 180 toe stops. So yeah, lots of fun.
Oh yeah, I know I have my radar. I love my soft wheels. I have like a hybrid. Go.
have finished scoring my 12-week year, and as I suspected, it was going to be pretty low. My overall score is 23.80%. That is really low, and the reason is because all of my scoring happened in Goal 1. Goal 2 and 3 had nice big fat zeros. So, yeah, 0 and 0. And as you can see, I put in here, whelp, oy vey. But even with that, with a 0% here and a 0% down in here, the fact that the average is 23.8 is actually a pretty amazing thing, and it's because Goal 1 is so high at 71.41%. As I mentioned on Friday, one of the things that I'm really thankful for having read The One Thing about is the fact that it's told me that it's okay to have a really bad score if I have been focusing on other important stuff. And you noticed in the notes that I have on here from from Goal 2, about how I've got the notes in there for Financials Day or the day that I worked on something else. The notes at the bottom, can you count company mission statements as wonder work? You know, these are all things that I did instead, and they're all things that are more important on some level than just the day-to-day tasks. So they are the things that are going to move me forward and up rather than just keeping me flatlined with just doing to-do lists and to-do lists and to-do lists. So in light of that, I have been doing some brainstorming and doing some thinking since breakfast, after breakfast, and just journaling and going through, okay, so based on what I now know from The One Thing, and what I know from all the important work that I did last week, and just how much success I'm not having in both Goal 2 and Goal 3 of my regular 12-week years, what can I do to change it? I'm tired of seeing these low scores, and I'm tired of seeing things that don't actually have results, and now that I have this really clear vision for my company, how can I start implementing that? So these are some of the things that I have been working on and going over today, and I'm going to keep noodling over them, especially since right now the big task that I need to get started on is working on my talk for NAB, and that way I can have that ready. And there's some planning that I need to do for that because there's some media that I need to go prepare for it and make for it, and so the sooner I get that ready to go, the sooner I can get that stuff done. But again, that all feeds into what am I supposed to be doing, and so this week is week 12 of my current 12-week year. It is, what is this? What year am I in? Planned for week 11. Usually I have this in here. It is year 6. I am year 6. This week is week 12 of year 6. It is my final week of year 6 for my 12-week year. Week 13 is the week where I'm supposed to go back, reevaluate, rethink everything, retool, do whatever I need to do to step into year 7 and start it off with the right kind of oomph. And so I'm glad that all this work is happening now in week 11 and week 12 because it's going to set up all of that stuff for year 7. It's not like I'm in the middle of year 6 and I'm redoing this stuff. I have done that before. If you need to do it, it's okay, but it's a challenge when you have to redo all of your goals and all of the things that you're trying to do in the middle of a 12-week year. But yeah, so I'm glad that this is happening, but it's also one of those like, oh man, this year is totally not going the way that I wanted it to. But the reality is that, as I mentioned just a few seconds ago, my goals have not been going the way that I wanted them to go anyway, so I should be really happy about this, even if the score is low, and even if I know the score is going to be low this week as well. I am slowly making progress on my NAB talk. I like to build things out in an analog way because it's so much easier for me to flip stuff around, move it as I need to, and when I'm doing it digitally, I just cannot think fast enough. One of the things I'm looking forward to in this talk is that I'm going to be working with my friend Dylan. Dylan is the one who I've been skating with. You saw him a couple days ago last week when we were all skating together. Him and Dree, we were all at Stapleton together, so it was a lot of fun. But I asked Dylan last night if I could actually shoot a short video about him, both for his Instagram and for his YouTube channel, since he's a sponsored skater, but also because I know that I can ask Dylan, hey, can you do this, can you do that? I want to use this footage in this particular presentation. So this is basically how the video of Dylan is going to fit into my presentation. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to get to shoot that hopefully soon. The only thing is that it snowed yesterday. Remember that whole thing that it snowed? Yeah, so I gotta wait for a bowl to clear out. But in the meantime, I'm getting thoughts in order and just about finished. But this is the grand question. Is editing just assembly, or is it actually something else?